It's the audience that's like.
Oh,
It's throwing you guys off. Do your thing, guys. You gotta just, hey, you know.
Just go. Ready?
Hi, and welcome to our latest installment of Drink This. Tonight we have our guest Chris Keays with us.
Bienvenue.
Merci,
Welcome,
merci.
Chris.
Thank you, guys.
And
Thank you
we
very much.
will be trying out Chilean Cabernet Sauvignons tonight.
There's a lot of interesting wines to be discovered in Chile. I don't think they're beginning to get the recognition I think that they deserve. So it's going to be interesting to try out some of these Cabernet Sauvignons. And,
There you go.
well,
So which wine are we starting with here?
the Santa Emma Gran Reserva Cabernet Sauvignon from the Maipo Valley. I think I pronounced that right.
Yeah, I think so.
Which apparently is renowned for producing pretty good Cabernet Sauvignon.
This wine is a 19. No, we're in the 2000s now, aren't we?
It's
I
a-
believe it's a 2017. 19 would be a different budget.
And what I like is the spice and maybe a little bit of a tobacco finish, which to me stands out as a good Cabernet Sauvignon because it's not just all ripe fruit, which is something that I'm not a big fan of. So the argument I'm going to make about Chilean wines is the price point.
Yeah.
You get very good bang for your buck.
Yeah, for sure.
And it comes down to, we discussed this a little bit earlier, but the labor costs that are very, very cheap in Chile. And they also have very good production.
Yeah, and I think it definitely starting off with a very good wine.
Yeah, I
there's
like
a
it
lot
too,
going
actually. So
on.
we got like
Yeah.
3 for 3 on a thumbs up for this wine.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Thumbs
Definitely.
up.
So
Cheers.
Cheers. So the next wine we're going to be trying is Odjfell, and I hope I'm not mangling this. Oldfell Armador Cabernet Sauvignon. It's 90% Cab and 10% Merlot. The interesting thing about it is that it's Norwegian family that were involved in the shipping industry. So Armador actually means shipbuilder.
Cool.
So
In Norwegian.
in Norwegian. Oh wow, this is not the same wine we tasted before.
That's actually a very good point. A lot of times, some of these wines they need to air out and breathe a little bit.
Yeah,
Before
we have a
you
bad habit of doing a pop and pour,
pop and pour. Yeah,
and they're not at their best.
yeah.
Whoa, big time difference.
We
You're
opened this.
absolutely
We
right.
opened this bottle a couple hours ago and tasted it right away, and kind of give it, it's good but okay. It's really coming to life. A lot more flavors in there.
I definitely smell a lot more
Tobacco, chocolate,
more
that kind of
tobacco,
stuff.
chocolate that we weren't picking up earlier. So again, the importance in opening and maybe even decanting our wines in the future.
Yeah.
So this one's actually very inexpensive, 1965.
Nice.
And
Wow, that's a really good bargain for
that is actually, I would have said an hour ago, it's okay, but I'm really enjoying this now.
Yeah, after it's we let it you let it breathe a little bit and get some air in there. It's definitely opened up some more flavors, and like you said, I get the chocolate, the tobacco a little bit, and what I like about it is that you don't have that like ripe fruit
Yeah,
on the palate.
very
you don't
little.
get much fruit at all.
Very little.
It's it's nice and smooth and easy drinker.
Off camera, people, have you tried this one?
Yeah, I'm drinking it now.
Not bad.
And what do you
Very
think?
nice. From 1995,
1965, yeah.
Excellent.
What's cool too about
My
wine?
learning
It's like,
is done.
You Bruce, you've done a lot of traveling, and Ron, you've traveled a lot too, and there's a lot of discoveries that I've had. I spent a lot of time in France, and I was all over the country, and you sort of focus on a specific region, and you try things, and a lot of times, like the taste of the wine has to do with your experience of being within the
Yeah,
region.
yeah,
I've never been to
nice.
Chile, but I'll tell you guys one thing. I mean, it's quite interesting tasting these wines tonight and how good they are. Like, yeah, it'd probably be a good spot to go to, to do a little wine tour. I mean, and see the farmers out there and how they work and how they cultivate.
What we hear more and more about wine production now is less about the grapes and everything, and it's really about the area, the region that the wine's being made in, how they grow the grapes, everything that comes from the region and how that develops the wine, what that brings to the wine. So it's fun to see how more regionality to each wines is playing such an important part. So it's pretty neat. So terroir is becoming
And the guy,
big thing.
funny you mention that, the guy that makes this wine, Clos Fous,
So this is what we're drinking now, right? This is
Yeah.
the Clos de Fou.
the guy that makes this wine is Pedro Parra, and brilliant guy that they actually call Dr. Terroir. But the guy apparently is the Indiana Jones of winemaking. So when you go visit him, like a guy comes out of the bush with a hat and he's covered with stuff. He's known for digging grave size pits all over his vineyards, and his vineyards are from Santiago.
So you better be good at picking grapes, I guess.
He knows where to chuck the
He
bodies.
knows what he's doing.
I saw an interview with him, and the interviewer walked into one of the vineyards, and he kind of crawled out of a pit. They're called Pedro's pits, and they're all over Chile, because he puts them in. He's got terroirs in different spots, and everywhere he has a terroir, he digs these grave-sized pits so that he can watch how the vines grow through the stones and through the rocks.
No kidding.
And he's just like a crazy guy who's so into the dirt. Like I think he's in love with dirt.
But see, isn't that a cool thing about wine too? Like you see these types of people that are so into the trade,
Yeah.
you know, and
Passionate.
yeah, they're
Exactly.
so passionate about what they do, and I find that really cool too. Like, you know, they may not make the best wine. I mean, I think this Clos du Fous is fantastic, but it's cool to see the character behind, you know, the product.
Yeah, it's a little more fruity. My personal preference is more towards the earthy tones and the tobacco chocolatey stuff that we tasted in the previous wine. This one's although good, it's a little more on the fruitier side.
Yeah, I'm
It's
getting that too.
enjoyable.
I'm getting that as well. That ripe berry plum.
So after trying all three, I'm pretty sure that we can come up with a good winner. And Chris, what do you think?
What's your vote for the winning wine
Well,
tonight?
gentlemen, again, I'd like to thank you guys for having me as your guest tonight. And
It's a pleasure.
It's been wonderful.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Really cool.
It was
We've had
fun.
a lot of fun discoveries and talking about all kinds of wines. And this is a tough one, guys. This is a tough one. I mean, they were all very good. I would have no problem bringing any of these bottles, whether it be the Armador or the Oldfell Armador, the Santa Emma, or the Clos du Fous, to any
I
dinner
agree with
party.
you 100%.
Yeah. There's
No
no dogs.
problem.
No dogs tonight.
dogs.
Absolutely not. There's no dogs in here. But I think at the end of the day, for me personally, I would have to go with the Santa Emma. Primarily because I'm someone who likes to enjoy wine without having it paired with food, and it just it agreed with me. It was fantastic. Like I said earlier when we first tasted it, any Cab Sauv that's not ripe berry but it's got a little bit of spice and tobacco-ness to it appeals to me. So my choice tonight, gentlemen, is
And
the
Ron,
Santa Emma.
Ron,
Bruce?
me, I'm going with the Norwegian fella. I can't even try to pronounce that, but I really loved the taste of this wine. I love that one, and for the price, I think it's fantastic.
I agree with you. And oddly enough, when we opened the bottles, I know. Oddly enough, when we opened the bottles earlier to just give them a little tasting, I would have gone straight to the Santa Emma. But upon just airing them out and getting a bit of the flavors out, the Odfjell just basically jumped out on me on second tasting. So that would be my winner.
I think our audience should really make an effort to check out Pedro Parra, what he's up to now, how he's making wines, some of his other wines that he's making a little further south in Chile. Definitely worth looking into. Incredible character. And we'll put plenty of notes of all three wines down below so you can experiment yourself and let us know what your favorites are. And please hit the subscribe button. That's going to help us out a lot. Shout out to our friend Diane out on the West Coast. She suggested we try some Canadian wines from the Okanagan.
She did.
Oh,
So
nice.
we're gonna get all over that soon.
Great.
Looking
Chris, it
forward
was
to it.
great to have you.
Great to be
And,
here.
Thanks for
guys.
coming by.
Thank you so much.
Drink
Fantastic.
this.
Drink this.
Let's drink this.
Drink this. Let's drink up.
Don't mind if I do.
Nice.
Wine tasting.
Shouldn't it start at 2?
Yeah, so
Probably-
drink
It
up.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No.
Well,
it
which
doesn't
one are we
start.
starting with? We can't.
Well,
We
you have
can't mix them.
differences between the two hosts.
I'm the editor, so I can just do whatever I want in post production.
Ron is the host.
With the most.
Who's this?
He has not a good picture. Shoe.
Which what we're starting with.
We're starting with this
Starting
one here.
with
the
Odfjell.
Odfjell.
Bahar.
Are you the next
Okay,
guest?
Ron, tell us again. That's a good pour for tasting. Where's that?
Right here.
I saw that on Breaking Bad.
There you go.
Is she gay?
No, it's.
No.
I'm gonna break another glass if I try. travel. I was Singapore, Greece,
yeah?
all
Cool.
over, yeah. And then COVID hit, and like 2 weeks later, they laid off tons of people, and they slowly were bringing people back. But
That's a
Very
sure
good
sign
save.
that
Is the
I.
camera running?
that was
Yeah, we caught
I hope you
that.
got that on camera because that was pretty good.